Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to go one-on-one with the new recent releases from Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified series. This is Tiger Force Flint versus Cobra, Vypra, Python Patrol. I would say quit adding all these new characters to these sub-teams, but I digress, and that's the topic for another day. But for all you package collectors, let's take a look at the packaging. Alright, so we got the plastic-free packaging that everybody loves. Here's Flint. Looks pretty cool. What's very interesting is we have a Dodge Viper there in the background. That's pretty cool. Didn't know G.I. Joe issue sports cars for their members, but why not? I have no problem with it. Here we have Vypra. Pretty cool jungle scene. Looks awesome. Love the skull mask. Here's the back of the boxes. Flint's 89 and Vypra's 88. There's Flint. Looks pretty cool. I like the new design with the face paint. His accessories. Some features there. All this stuff no one cares about on both sides. Going up the Vypra box. You can see that the skull mask is removable. Have pretty good accessories. She looks decent for the most part. But I have my issues with the overall presentation of that figure. Here's the side of boxes. I think the artwork is pretty cool for both boxes. Both characters look fantastic in this artwork. I think it's done very well. Especially that skull mask. If you notice, this one in the eyes of the skull, it's not just black paint. It's some kind of optics inside there. And that is definitely comes through on the figure, which we'll be taking a look at here very, very shortly. Other side of the boxes, pretty cool. We have the blue QR code for Flint and the red for the Vypra. Interesting. And there's the top of the boxes. Bottom of the boxes. Here's Flint's UPC. It helps you find it in store. And there's Vypras. Alright, here they are out the packaging. And I must say, they both look pretty good overall. So let's start taking a look at them. Stuck with the head sculpts. Look pretty good. You can see the different height in the male versus the female buck, which is good. Flint definitely towers over her. So that's really cool that they're paying attention to a little different aesthetic, so we can have some nice realism and individuality throughout our G.I. Joe Classified line. I just messed up their feet. Okay, so starting with Flint. It's pretty good. He has his nice haircut. He has the black across the eyes. I know a lot of people didn't like that in the beginning, but it's kind of grown on everybody, I think. I mean, I think the package art is kind of was like, he just had like a square bar across his face. But the paint comes better through on the figure, I think. So here's like a side profile. It's a little bit of black there on his cheek. And then across the forehead at the top and across the eyes, of course. Decent looking head sculpt. Pretty cool. Typical, well groomed cut for Flint. And here we have Vypra. She does have this is basically the Blue Ninja female. We paint the mold. But I do like the overall eyes that came through on this figure. She looks very cool. Most gives you like a Sith like eyes on this chick. Looks pretty cool. The red and black mask. So not too bad at all. Alright. For Flint's articulation in his neck. Yeah, he has the neck joint here at the bottom, which is really hard to get a hold of because of the head, but he has that back and forth 360 rotation on the ball joint, to side, and then down and up also for Flint. And now let's take a look at Vypra. Rotation 360 on the female buck. Her neck joint at the base is actually more movable than what's at the top, but there's also is a joint that moves back and forth at the top there. We have the side to side, and then the up and down on the figure itself. So pretty much the same articulation, just uniquely that the female buck here in this, between these two figures, is the neck on the base is a lot more movable than the neck, the base on the male figure. The arms on the male figures, we're obviously looking at a rotation 360. We can get the T pose for the arms, double jointed elbows, which is great. We have a hand that goes in and out on this side, all the way around 360. And for Flint here, looks like my arm's kind of stuck. He has up and down on this wrist, I believe. Yes. So that's good that you have one of each joint for the hands. So that gives you some nice flexibility for playability and figure photography, posing, etc., etc. For the female buck, we have the arms that rotate around the vest. That's very cool. Little Python Patrol logo hidden underneath there. You guys can see that. So the arms are kind of stuck because of these pads. Wow, don't look like they go up very easily. I might as well just maybe need heated. Okay, we're not going to force that because I want to break her. These things are hard to come by anymore. She has double joint elbows, obviously. The joint on his hand is the up and down, just like Flint. And on this side we have in and out, so that's good. We have one of each for the female buck as well. The overall aesthetic so far is pretty cool for the characters, for the upper body. And this is really tight here. Oh yeah, we better talk about the butterfly joints. Here on Flint, he has butterfly joints. So that's pretty cool. You can see those right in there. I like the orange-ish. It's not an orange or a very unique kind of brownish. Does the female bucks, these arms do not want to raise up. I think she has butterfly joints, but they are not moving on her. I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit more and maybe get some heat to her. So be careful with the arms. I'm not sure if these pads are stopping her from raising up or if it just needs heated and released, basically. But we have the maroon colors for her, for the upper body and the arms, and we have the yellow and the black. Looks really good. Overall, in the back here, we have this red on the back, and this kind of design here. I really wish they went in a different direction with her. I don't know why they had to add her to Python Patrol, because subgroups should be a limited team, which have been established from the vintage. From the get-go, they're established. Stop making all these figures for Python Patrol, Tiger Force, and let these guys that we eventually are part of those sub-elite teams. You can't have the whole G.I.JOE team in Tiger Force. You can't have the whole Cobra Force, Python Patrol or Crimson Guard. I mean, come on. Those guys are called the elite Crimson Guard for a reason. And the Python Patrol is this a sub-unit, not the entire army. I mean, she's a way to stop already. But I digress. I love Flint's vest, with the shells on there, painted either like a copper or goldish, the gray body of the round, gray on the vest. I'm not sure what this device is supposed to be here. It's almost looks like a hologram projector, but it's not. It's not a radio, or at least a modern radio. The vest is really cool, and he has a piece on the back that holds a shotgun. It's pre-attached in a box. So be careful when you take it out of the box, you don't rip it off if it does get ripped off, because it's like protrudes the cardboard through the cardboard. The belt on Flint's pretty cool. It's like this, the green, and then there's some gold buckles. Excuse me. Then we have a couple of devices here. Is this grenades or what that is? Don't look like any grenades I've seen before. I love Flint that has a watch here on his arm. He has padded gloves, because he's probably a beast on one-on-one combat. He has some thigh pads. This one's for his pistol case. Very cool. This one's very unique. It has two pouches. It's larger. It has a place for his knife, which is very cool for Flint. Pouch here on the back. His green pants. You can see the textures, the line work in the pants, which is really nice. Then he has his gray knee pads, gray shin guards, along with his boots. And then the green straps are painted over the gray, which shows, you know, a way of keeping the shin pads on, which is very nice for detailing purposes. But he looks very cool. Vypra is pretty much a black lower body. Okay, so for the lower body articulation, let's get his arms up and out the way. I kind of think this might be a Firefly issue. That might be the same kind of T-frame in there, whatever they call that. There's a rotation there. Mine's kind of stuck. So the legs do come out like this. Because you got the drop down hips, as you can see, that they pop down whenever you do that. Sitting, yeah, you can sit on your Tiger Ram cycle, Tiger Ram. That's what they call it. I can't remember. Yeah, that's it, Tiger Ram. By your thigh cut here, 360, both legs, double jointed knees. There's actually work, believe it or not. They're heating for Flint, except for his arm. Feet pivot down, up, and then we have the rotation around the ankle, and then there is a boot cut that I just noticed right there. I think I've covered all the articulation for Flint, so I like the way he came out. I think he looks fantastic for Tiger Force Flint. And we have Vypra here, her lower legs. Her gi kind of gets in the way a little bit, but we can do splits, nice ninja kicks, pretty decent. It's just a thigh cut also. She has double jointed knees, but heads up on not only the arms, but these knees are thin, very, very thin. And the material that they use for the legs are very gummy. So I'd be very, very careful of not either breaking or at the bare minimum warping your knees. So very careful with that. When you're manipulating their joints, she has the boot cut also. Feet pivot down and up and around the ankle. So, nonetheless, she looks cool. But I wish they would have made her, you know, you got the Vypra character to begin with. You have the very first release of Vypra was with the Stinger repaint, which they renamed the Rattler, four-wheel drive Rattler. And then she was re-released with the G.I.JOE Collectors Club without the four-wheel drive Rattler / blue and black Stinger. I hate when they rename vehicles. It's just pointless. I mean, people love those vehicles. They're iconic. There's no need to try to market it another way. And then, you know, she moved into the, what is that, like the Oshikage 6-packs from Toys R Us. They became two twin daughters of the swordsmith. And I thought that was a fantastic way to present those characters. So if you think about it, if you can get by the Python Patrol, if it bothers you, like it bothers me, she shouldn't be Python Patrol, in my opinion. You could buy two of these, and you can have the twin daughters of the swordsmith, and in this kind of attire. I don't know why they just didn't make her, you know, all in black or all red and just call her Vypra, and then people can army build them. And you obviously can army build this figure too because they're Vypras, but to me, it comes across as an individual character because of the way the mask is portrayed. And I don't know what it is. The overall aesthetic for me is a individual character. You can do what you want. Obviously, it's a toy. You can make it storylines, but you gotta. For me, man, I'm big on source material, like nostalgia. Like, you know, like I don't want to take people army building grunts to army building stalkers. I mean, come on, seriously. But anyway, there's our figures. They look good. So far, for figure recommendations, Flint, in my opinion, is the better figure. I had the issues with the overall aesthetics of Vypra, the story they're going with here, and obviously the plastic is being used. But I'm glad there's only going to be one in my collection. I don't have to worry about any other future issues with these guys or girls. So let's start taking a look at the accessories. All right, so let's get Flint. What he needs to complete Flint is his beret. Yes, I gotta give him credit though. I think that says Tiger Force right there. It's very, very small. That is pretty cool. I like that. And green on the inside, the beret. And it fits him relatively nicely. And it doesn't seem like it's going to fall off. So don't have to worry about that being an issue. He looks very cool with his beret on. You can't have Flint without his beret. It's just, I think he's kind of iconic that. It's like beach heads, baklava mask. It's just, you know, I can imagine having a beach head unmasked. It'd just be weird to me. Here we have Vypra's skull mask. It is a grayish, and we have the black. Kind of, you can see the detailing. It's sculpted in there. It's like on the box. Like the optics. Some kind of special vision that she uses. Then they have the teeth painted white here on the base. We have the old evil eye on the forehead and down in red. Whatever that represents. The black interior, the black mask. And this also fits her relatively nicely. So this is why I kind of just going to have, because I like the swordsmith lore versus this Python Patrol lore. She's definitely just going to be an individual ninja for me, and she's going to support this mask pretty much, if not all the time. But that looks really good. Very, very cool. All right, so let's take a look at some of their accessories. So like the weapons loadout, I'm going to start with Flint. Here's a shotgun. It looks like a very heavy, powerful shotgun. We have this slide here that's done in a green, which is cool. Gives it ownership. I love this paint on the shells. That's fantastic. But a shotgun with no stock is kind of this, like, in my opinion, you know, ridiculous, because something that looks as powerful as this is, you're going to have a lot of recoil, and you're going to want to have something stable. This thing ain't going to kick back and smash you in the face, or, you know, have some kind of accuracy. Even though it's a shotgun that has spread. The barrel is definitely drilled here on the front, so that's pretty cool. Flint hands pretty stiff, so be very careful with your weapons. You can hold it. Just think it's unpractical for a shotgun. There we go. You can see getting a decent cut on it for the hold. Shotgun shells are on the inside, unfortunately, so you can't see them. I think they should have been on the opposite side, so you can see the aesthetic. And now they're hidden when if you do display your figure, your shotgun shells. He got the bare side, in my opinion, but that's not a big deal. I guess it's just an aesthetic thing. And then you can store his shotgun on his back, which is great right there. Looks pretty cool nonetheless. Now for Vypra, she comes with this pack here. The gray, pretty much quiver with her arrows are non-removable. With the silver, it's nice that they painted that silver. With the gold feathers and the gold. There we go. Again, the Articulation logo. It irritates me to no level. And we have a Vypra figure that was obviously an Articulation member because of the Vypra background. Which, okay, maybe justify this. But then we have the Python Patrol. Now we have our Articulation logo. That's what irritates me about not paying attention to your own lore, your own story, your characters, your in-depth characters. They're just throwing these stuff out and making money. They don't care about the lore like we do as a collector. But a pretty cool piece. I like this piece regardless of the issues, but because you can hold this will hold all her accessories. And we're going to get to that, but just for now, it pegs into her back, and she looks like that. So there you go. So So Flint has this pistol, and I kind of have an issue with this because it's basically the Vypra pistol. The Vypra is just done in black, which is, you know, okay, I guess. I just wish it was a little. I still don't see G.I.JOE and Cobra having the same weapons. It's just, you know, especially if you watch the cartoons, for example, you know, it's always like Cobra's junk equipment versus America's top of the line equipment, for example, or the G.I.JOE team having better superior equipment versus some of the equipment that Cobra's kind of has. Whereas I love some of Cobra's equipment designs, don't get me wrong. So, but you can store his pistol in his case. That is the Vypra pistol case / iPad that comes with the Vipers. So, and there's Flint. And she has a removable arrow for her quiver. It's very soft, silver head, and the gold feathers, which is pretty cool. And then you can store this right in that little hole, which is very nice. And it stays in it relatively nicely. Push down a little bit, kind of blends right in with the other ones. Thought that was a pretty cool feature. Now, I would guess this would be Flint's primary weapon. I like the wraps on this gun. It looks very cool. I can see this being Rakondo's gun. You'll probably get the same gun for Retro Rakondo, I'm betting. Got the wrapper on the hand and the wrapper on the front of the gun. The plastic is a little stiffer than it's pretty straight. It's a little stiffer than I'm used to seeing. It has a removable clip, so that's pretty cool. Drill barrel on the front. Now, I still say in a lot of some of these weapons, they're undersized. They are not 1/12 scale weapons, so they're definitely having issues with scale with some of their accessories, especially going from a male buck to a female buck. And this looks tiny for Flint. It doesn't even go back to her shoulder very well. You have to kind of like bend the elbow all the way back to get it. It just looks undersized. It looks too thin for Flint. He's a big guy, and he needs a big weapon. But he holds it pretty nicely. Now, Vypra's main weapons obviously is going to be her katanas. She has two. One is shorter than the other one. And nice silver blades. And the handles are like a maroon with the snake heads, which is pretty cool. And she can hold these pretty good. Let's see if we can get them in her hand. These are basically just from the you know, the hand stuff, from the actual blue ninja female. That she can hold them pretty good. You can get your posability however you see fit. But this gives you an idea how well she can hold them. And then you also can store these bad boys in the back. I'm just worried about, like, this paint looks like that paint that when it gets warm and humidity hits wherever you live, regardless where you live at, it's going to get, you know, warm and dry and damp and so forth. It looks like this. If these are left in there, you're going to have paint missing from these blades. I can just see that from experience from being here a long time G.I.JOE collector. But that's the back of it. So that's really cool. See how she's coming together on a perspective, at least to be able to hold all her weapons. And the good news is that Flint can hold all his weapons as well. Now, Flint has his last accessory here. He has this really awesome blade. It is a nice knife. It has the beveled edges. I like the top. It's actually some detailing in the top of that. Black handle. Looks very, very cool. And he also holds it very, very well. You can put him in either hand, and he can hold it. If I can try not to knock all the accessories out of his hand while I put one more in. And he can hold it pretty nicely. So you can hack and shoot if you want. But what's really interesting about this knife is you definitely can keep this on Flint's person. You can see, like, okay, we're thinking, okay, well, how's that going to go in that little hole there, right? They actually made a slice down the side, which is so you can get the knife in. So you just got to get the shape of the knife. It kind of opens from the side. You can put the knife right inside there, no problem, and it stays pretty good. Pretty nice. So Flint can sport all his accessories. So you on your display shelf, so you don't lose nothing. And then our last accessory for Vypra is her bow. It's a room bow. At least we have string. How many big bows did we get in the past? Didn't have string on it. Even though they're plastic representation for string, but it looks better at least with string. This one here is separated, so you can get a nice with the individual arrow composability out of that. These two here are molded together. If you want to do all three, get all three. You want to do one, depending on the tension you require. She can hold it pretty good. But what's really interesting, I think about this is that she has this little notch here, and it's kind of like you can see the shape goes one way, and then you can just put right over top of that notch and give it a press. And do I have the right side? I may not. I'm going to take this off because she keeps wanting to fall out of my hand for some reason. I think I have, there you go. That's all her weapons. She has, that's pretty cool. All together, and they stay. This is nice full. This isn't like open on the other side. So this is a very nice here. I gotta give Hasbro credit for that at least. Even though they tearing up the backstory and lore for the Vypra, in my opinion. But there you go, guys. Here they are. They compare. These are your Target. These are $24.99 at Target or Target.com. Pick them up. So my final thoughts. So the winner for me on the figure was Flint, hands down. He is the better figure, the better quality in materials. His accessories are pretty good for the most part, except for the undersized rifle here. The pistol could have been more of a modern pistol for G.I. Joe, but other than that, I don't have any problems with him. I got to heat him up a little bit, but that's not become a common thing anymore. Vypra, I like the backpack, the accessories. I like the mask. The skull mask is awesome. I do like the black, and the maroon goes together very well. I don't like the idea of her being Python Patrol, and I don't like the idea of having the cross-reference of the Articulation if she's Python Patrol versus Articulation. I think that they should just stay with the unit that was created. I think it was, 6 Python Patrol members. Copperhead is your leader. Then you have your Crimson Guard, you have your troopers, your officer trooper, and then you have Televiper. And then that's where you do your army building at, and your troopers for your Python Patrol. You don't keep adding characters, because you want those sub teams to be that sub team, that elite team that they're created for a reason. You're going to make the whole Cobra Force Python Patrol, or half the GI team and Tiger Force is right, no point. It just doesn't make any sense. That's after just trying to make money. Try to have respect for the overall history of G.I. Joe and respect the source material, and that's my opinion. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you like these figures? You add them to your collection? What do you guys think about the whole Vypra thing? Which one's your favorite? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you in our next review.